Are more moves coming for the Philadelphia Eagles? Howie Roseman said he's not done just yet. Also coming up here on today's Philadelphia Eagles now, which players who the Eagles released and waived are subject to hitting waivers and which players immediately become NFL free agents. You're watching Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily and year-round coverage of the Birds. Been down here in Costa Rica all throughout the week, and the shows have been popping off. Really appreciate all of the support. And yesterday at the end of the show, seems like a lot of people really enjoyed the Costa Rica house tour. If you want more clips from Costa Rica on the next video, I want you to type me. Another jam-packed day scheduled here today, but getting a video in early in the morning here to pass along the latest Philadelphia Eagles news, because that's what we do. And frankly, I love talking Birds here on the program. So a funny back and forth yesterday after the Eagles announced their initial 53-man roster between Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni about the Eagles roster construction. And a reminder here, just because the Eagles announced their initial 53-man roster does not mean it is the final 53-man roster. Philadelphia not done adding players, and this roster is not set in stone. They're going to monitor the waiver wire. They're going to take a look at which players they could add and sign in NFL free agency, especially some of those vested veterans. Howie Roseman always looking for value plays, right? He'd be a great stock trader, or if he was in charge of our financial portfolios, he would do a terrific job. Hey, Howie, you want to help a brother out? Let's ride. I can also help you with some football. Maybe I can just lend you a helping hand. Wouldn't mind working inside that Eagles front office. If I wasn't a broadcaster, my next dream probably to be a scout and then climb my way up to being an NFL front office executive. Also, something that could take place as well, NFL trades. All right, we know how Howie Roseman operates already. He's made so many moves throughout this month just by making trades. 3 trades alone on Sunday, and then earlier in the month, traded for John Mechie. A couple weeks before that, traded for Jacorian Bennett. And Mechie, Bennett, 2 players who could play big roles for this Eagles team this year. Bringing in Sam Howell gives you quarterback insurance. Bringing in Fred Johnson, that is your backup offensive tackle. And so Howie Roseman seemingly never sleeps, and he's always looking to put together the best roster with the best players. And that star-level talent, that's also a lot of depth. And so here was that back and forth with what Howie and Sirianni said. First, Howie, I would say we're not done here. We're not done. We'll see what happens in the next 24 hours. I think I said this the last time we spoke. We have a lot of picks here, and we're happy to use those picks in the draft. But I think for us, the early part of the season, September, we have to see what we have, and if we need something, I'll do whatever I can to help this football team and be aggressive. Jeffrey Lurie, our owner, gives me that opportunity to do that. I don't think we're done. This is a work in progress. And so again, those could be moves today, and teams have until, I believe, 12 p.m. Eastern to put together their practice squad. This could also be a trade now or in the future as you look ahead to the NFL trade deadline, which continues to get pushed back, and I think that's a great move by the NFL. It's about halfway through the regular season, a good point for GMs and coaches to gauge where their team is at. Nick Sirianni, after Howie said that, said, he's not giving me the keys quite yet. And then Howie came back and said, yeah, not yet, not yet. He's going to drive, but we're going to continue sitting together. I think that's where we have to be. I would say this. Obviously, last year was a great year, and throughout the year, we're trying to improve the team. I think that even after the trade deadline, you're sitting there and you're going, hey, is there anything else we can do? Is there things that we can continue to do? I don't sit here no matter what the year is, no matter what the time of the year is, and feel content with what we're doing. We'll continue to look for opportunities. I promise when I leave here, I'll go back upstairs and we will be looking for opportunities tonight, tomorrow, and we'll continue to look through them every day here until we stop playing. And then we'll take a couple-day break, and then we'll keep looking for our guys. I mean, isn't that the mentality and the thought process that you want the man to have who's running your football organization? Howie is never content. And the savviest, most cutthroat, bloodthirsty competitors always have that type of mentality. That's what made Tom Brady the GOAT. That's what made Michael Jordan the GOAT. You want to scan to other sports? That's what makes these people the best of the best. They are always looking for ways to improve. They are never content because the pursuit for greatness never ends. And this is in sports. This is in business. This is in life. Shoot, as a content creator and as a broadcaster, I had that same mentality too. I have so many competitors in the YouTube space, in broadcasting. I see some of the garbage that people are talking about on sports talk radio in Philadelphia. And my mentality is, I might be down here in Costa Rica. I've been grinding my ass off since August 1 of last year. Preseason, training camp, regular season, playoffs, Super Bowl run, down in New Orleans, going to the NFL Combine, free agency, draft, rookie minicamp, OTAs, training camp, preseason. Then we started all back up again. And I could say, you know what? I'm down here in Costa Rica. I've been working hard. I just want to kick my feet up, relax, vacation, and not do anything. But there is this desire that is burning inside me where I say to myself, all right, I wake up 5, 6 a.m. here in Costa Rica, and I'll have a cup of coffee. I'm in the jungle on a farm. I'm looking at the ocean. I'll relax. I'll watch some macaws fly by. I'll listen out for some monkeys. I'll play with some of the dogs that come to the property, feed them, feed the cats. I'm chilling, but I want to record a video. My other competitors aren't recording videos at the rate that I'm recording them, right? They're not pushing out as much content as I am. I want to beat them. I want the channel to succeed. I want our company to grow. And I've been a huge component of our company growing. Like, that's the mentality that I have, right? And a lot of you probably have that mentality as well. So I could just chill and not do videos while I'm on vacation, but then other competitors are able to catch up. They're the ones who are getting the views. They're the ones who are driving the analytics and the metrics. And what? I'm just going to stand pat and not do anything? Nah, we got to talk Eagles here on the show, and I'll still be able to hit the beach. Go horseback riding, rappel down a waterfall, ride some ATVs, do some hiking, hit the beach, culturally explore, eat some great food so I can get some work done and enjoy myself. And I think a lot of people respond well to that, right? They say, hey, Chase, you're on vacation, still doing coverage. We really appreciate that. I have to provide for all of you. Howie Roseman has to provide for the entire city of Philadelphia. For these athletes, they want to drive themselves for themselves, but also their team, their organization, their city. They're just wired a different way. You think Steve Jobs got Apple becoming Apple by not working hard, not being dedicated, not being a cutthroat assassin? No. Works his ass off and worked his ass off. The best people in any industry work hard, it's tireless, but they're always driven by the pursuit of greatness. And I love that Howie Roseman has that type of mental makeup, but he even said it too. He is given that leeway and those opportunities because of Jeffrey Lurie. And this is why Jeffrey Lurie, in my opinion, is the best owner going right now in the NFL. Because the organizational approach that the Eagles have, how they operate and run their business, the foundation and the stability that they have, how they treat players, compensate them, how they treat coaches, compensate them. They make everybody feel valued, but that comes with expectations, right? And the expectation is that you better give a shit, you better grind, you better work hard, and you better strive toward winning championships. And Jeffrey Lurie has this great understanding of how the business should be run, how the organization should be run. And that's why the Eagles right now are the class of the NFL. So, by the way, Eagles back at practice at 2:30 p.m. today. That is after the waiver wire process. Eagles have the 32nd claim. And so that'll give them enough time to start putting together their practice squad. And so today at practice, there will be a number of players cut on Tuesday who are going to be at practice Wednesday as part of the practice squad. All right, more to get to here on the show. This episode of Philadelphia Eagles Now is sponsored by our great friends at Prize Picks. Preseason football is underway. College football is officially here. What a game that we saw last week overseas across the pond between Iowa State and Kansas State. That really got the college football juices flowing. And for football fans, that has to get you amped up. Don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Head over to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You can get your picks in less than 60 seconds. This is the best daily fantasy sports app available in 45 states. And you can test out your sports knowledge by making your picks and putting together your lineup. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. I'm going to put that link down below in the show notes, attached to the pinned comment of today's Philadelphia Eagles Now. Join the millions of members nationwide who have signed up with Prize Picks and sign up today. The most elite daily fantasy sports app in the game, in the industry, and the proud sponsor of today's Philadelphia Eagles Now. So which players are subject to waivers after they got waived and if they are waived by Philadelphia? This is a long list here. Now, this is different from some of the vested veterans who, when they get waived or cut, they immediately become NFL free agents and they can sign with some other teams. And so these players are subject to waivers, meaning that in the waiver wire list or on the waiver wire list, these players can get claimed by other teams, but then they have to get added to the active roster for that ball club. Wide receiver Ife Edayi, running back Montrell Johnson, linebacker Lance Dixon, defensive tackle Joe Evans, defensive back Maxon Hook, defensive back Brandon Johnson, who struggled a little bit in that final preseason game, but I thought he had some good moments. Quarterback Kyle McCord. According to reports, teams really liked him in the pre-draft. They might try to add him, plus he plays quarterback. Wide receiver Taylor Morin. Offensive lineman Highland Pierce. Running back Shunderick Powell. Edge rusher Antoine Powell-Ryland. Defensive end Jareem Robinson. Linebacker Dallas Gant. Defensive tackle Justin Rogers. Safety Andre Sam. Defensive tackle Justin Sykes. Offensive tackle Laken Vakalahi, a part of the International Pathway Program, so he's an international exemption. If the Eagles bring him back, and I don't think he's shown a lot of strides his first 2 years, he does not count toward the 53. Defensive back A.J. Woods. Wide receiver Elijah Cooks. Tight end E.J. Jenkins. Tight end Cam Latu. Running back Keelan Robinson. Wide receiver Anaya Smith. Surprise release yesterday. Defensive back Tariq Castro-Fields, waived with an injury settlement. Safety Lewis Seen. Outside linebacker O'Shawn Mathis. Cornerback Eli Ricks. Quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Now, I think the Eagles are going to try to bring back a few of those players if they don't get claimed. But those players might look at going to another team as a great opportunity, because this roster is loaded. This roster is stacked. And they might get more opportunities to get more snaps with a different team. So to kind of simplify that, the group of players getting waived, those who are currently not eligible for unrestricted free agency status entering the year, they would be an exclusive rights free agent, less than 3 years of service, or a restricted free agent, 3 years of service. And the claim order is the same order of the NFL draft. And so Tennessee Titans number 1, Cleveland Browns number 2, Giants 3, Patriots 4, Jags 5, Raiders 6. And so because the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they had the final pick in the NFL draft. They are 32nd on the claim list. All right, thanks to everybody for watching the show. Eagles going to put together that practice squad, probably put together another video a little bit later. If you want some more footage from Costa Rica, type me down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you soon. Go Birds.